How are we doing, everyone? Sam here. United People's TV. Man United 0, Man City 0 always. But here is how I feel Man United's players got on. David De Gea in goal. For me, he probably gets a... There wasn't any time where he had to make a world-class save. But he made the semi-difficult saves look extremely easy. And it's not. I know it's not easy to do that. So I'm going to give David De Gea a 7 or an 8. And I'm going to say Valencia, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I think Valencia, again, was very, very good today. He wasn't offering as much attacking threat as he has across the whole year, but I think Valencia defensively was quite sound. City found it very difficult to get in behind him. Was it Sane on his side? Caused very little threat. City's main threat came through crosses into the box and through the centre or through Sterling himself. Now, Daley Blind and Eric Bailly. This is one reason to get excited about after this game, because let's be honest, it's not going to be about the attackers. Daley Blind, I'm going to give him an 8. Excellent performance from Daley Blind in defence today. Every time he needed to be aggressive and come forward to get the ball, he did it. And his timing was supreme. And the exact same thing goes from Eric Bailly, who made a couple of outstanding last-ditch tackles to stop City coming through. And just like Daley Blind, his timing was supreme in the tackle. Had those two not been on their game today, this would probably have finished with a City win, let's be honest. Because United, for 80 minutes of that game, were defending, and for 10 minutes in the first half, we were attacking. But Blind and Bailly was superb, and I feel Darmian played okay as well. I think he had the toughest game of the day in comparison to the whole back four, because Sterling was where City were really trying to expose us with his pace and trying to get in behind. I think maybe 1 or 2 times he got done. The referee could have given him a yellow card when he pulled Sterling down in the first half. But I think Darmian did okay in that left-back role. I'm going to give him a 7. And Herrera, for me, one of his most muted performances in a big game. Normally in massive matches, Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, and Herrera steps up. He takes it on his chest. He puffs his chest out, and he sort of dominates in midfield. But today, with Paul Pogba missing, Man United's whole midfield was lacklustre. Carrick, Herrera, and of course Fellaini. Fucking idiot he was. But Herrera today, he could have scored in that first half. Wonderful chance. Great cross from Rashford over to the back post, and Herrera missed it. But midfielders miss opportunities, so I'm not having to go at him for that. But just overall, Herrera normally grabs these sort of games by the scruff of its neck, but today he didn't. And neither did Michael Carrick. I'm going to give Carrick a 5 because I'm really disappointed with how Carrick played. I feel Carrick, with Pogba out of the game, Pogba was the player that was going to link the defence to the attack. As I said in the match review, that player who's going to get the through balls over the top to release Rashford. I wanted Carrick to do that in Pogba's absence, and he just didn't do it. Carrick didn't dominate the game anywhere near as much. It was all the Fernandinho and Toure show in midfield, unfortunately, and the same goes for Herrera. But Marouane Fellaini, I'm going to give him a fucking straight 0 for what was something that will be inexplicable in Sunday League. You imagine a midfielder going up to his Sunday League manager and trying to explain to him what he's just done there. Gets a very tactical foul, very tactical yellow card on Aguero. City are looking like they're going to break. The midfielder breaks it down. Smart move by Fellaini. 7 seconds later, he decides to tackle Aguero again from behind. That's not really worth a second yellow. But then he bites. Just bites the bait. Hooks on, headbutts Aguero, gets sent off, straight red. He now misses the Swansea game, the Arsenal game, and the Spurs game. What are you doing, Marouane? After that Everton penalty that you gave away, Mourinho tried his hardest to get you back in our good books. And I'll be honest, you probably got back in my good book because your performances were very solid, very secure. Today we saw a hothead performance in that moment of a little bit of red mist. You can't get red mist in a fucking derby away from home. For that last 7 minutes, you killed the game for Man United. Not that we were going to do much else going forward because, let's be honest, we were pretty poor. But maybe we would have done. But ultimately, embarrassing to get sent off like that in such a big game. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him... I've got 7 written down here, but maybe I can give him a 7.5 or an 8 because Rashford, for me, today ran his heart out in a really tough, isolated role where Man United failed to really get the most out of Rashford. He was getting kicked left, right and centre by Otamendi. Nobody was giving him any support. He was running down the channels. He was chasing the ball. And because Mkhitaryan and Martial were playing so deep, almost as wing-backs, Rashford found himself extremely isolated. So I think it was an excellent performance in that regard. And if you can imagine Ibrahimovic in that role, there would have been no movement at all. Now, I'm going to go Mkhitaryan and Martial. Both of them I'm going to give them a 6. I think Martial in the first half was outstanding. But the problem is, as soon as City sat deep, and as soon as Zabaleta, Company, Otamendi, and I can't remember who played left back, who cares, Kolarov. As soon as they sat back and played in a deep defensive line, Martial and Rashford had no space behind them to expose and use their pace to their advantage. And as soon as that happened, Martial's game sort of went down the pan. So same as Rashford, but he was making a lot more aggressive runs. The problem is that Martial and Mkhitaryan were effectively operating as wing-backs in a back 6, which means their attacking threat was almost minimal. Lingard, I'm going to give him a 5. I'm not sure Lingard did much or had much time to really do much damage in that attack because United were playing so isolated in attack that anybody who came on there was really onto a loser. I almost feel like Wayne Rooney should have come on for that last 20 minutes. A little bit of experience in the derby. He may have been able to switch it up a little bit for Man United, but ultimately he didn't. He didn't get brought on. Lingard came on. Fosu Mensah came on. Too late for me to really give him a rating, and the same goes for Ashley Young. So I think man of the match for me today, I'm torn between Eric Bailly and Daley Blind. I'm going to give it to Daley Blind because of the expectations on Blind going into this game and how Man City may have exposed him as a potential weakness in our team. He stood up today. He really, really did. Our whole defence stood up. The problem is our attack didn't. But let me know what your man of the match is. Who do you think played best for Man United? Who do you think played worst? I think everybody's probably going to agree on Mauro and Fellaini on that one. But as I said, let me know your man of the match in the comments below. Make sure you drop a like on United People's TV. Please subscribe down there in the corner if you're new to the channel. We'll have more reaction to this as always and more build up to the Swansea game, which we've got in 3-4 days? Ridiculous amount of games coming up. But as always, we'll see you soon. Take it easy.